Great to have all of you in this session. You can join via your audio on this call. You can mute yourself. If you want to switch on your video, feel free to do that. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Great. Awesome. My name is Vaidehi. I am here from Steer Me. I guess you would have come to know about this webinar that we are having via Steer Me. Okay, we have Chakra with us. He's a mentor with Steer Me. Yeah, this is Chakra. So it would be great, Chakra, if you can quickly introduce yourself and then we will set an agenda for this session. Is English okay with all of you guys? Just say in the chat if English is okay with all of you. Just write okay or yes in the chat box. English आपको चलेगा ना? Yeah. Chakra, you know Tamil also, right?
I know. Yeah, I can speak in Tamil, but I don't think that is very common. Anyway, I can understand Hindi. So if you want to ask questions, no issues. But
yeah.
So to introduce myself, I am Chakra. I graduated from NIT Trichy 2012, and 8 years I've been a software developer in different places. First, I joined DirectEye in Mumbai. I worked there around 10 months, and then I switched to Google. Worked in Bangalore office. Worked with MapMaker. Uh, Most of you must have used Maps. So MapMaker is how you edit maps. So it was there for a very long time, and then I think around 2-3 years back they shut it down because they want to bring the editing directly to the map. So after that I switched to Knowledge Graph in Google, which is what you see on the right side of the Google search. On the left side you see a bunch of web pages. On the right side you see a bunch of mostly it is taken from Wikipedia. A lot of sources, they collect information, and that's what you see on the right side. So I was working on the Knowledge Graph. I mean, not the entire thing. I was a tiny piece. There were like thousands of people working on it. After that, I came back to India. The Knowledge Graph team was in Switzerland. After that, I came back to India. I wanted to actually try to run a bunch of businesses. There is a lot of difficulties in that. I tried running my own tourist hostel in Pondicherry, and it went fine. It ran for two years, and after that, like this Corona came, and then I'm not running that anymore. Meanwhile, I also joined a startup called Wingman that builds software that. Any questions? Okay. So I joined Wingman around 2 years back, and they build software that helps sales team sell better. That is, it will help the manager.
Bunny. Yeah, Anusha. What are you saying? You can write on chat also, Anusha. ठीक है, आप chat में लिख दो.
हाँ, yeah. Currently I'm working with Wingman. They build software that helps sales team, and so basically I have experience working with a big company, small company, and I've been coding since a long time. Like, so I know I realized I enjoy coding pretty early, like 7th standard, 8th standard. They started teaching programming in our school, and it was pretty basic, but that itself showed me how much I have.
Yeah, hi Rahul, I'm muting you. है ना? If you have any questions, just add in the comments, okay? Add in the chat.
So that's pretty much it. Like, I enjoy coding, and that's my job too. That's I am very lucky that way.
That's great, yeah. So I guess most of you are from PCM background. Okay, to give you a brief introduction about Steer Me. So what we do is simply, if you want to study computer science, you can talk to somebody like Chakra, who has studied computer science, who has worked even in Google and all, and you can get a proper understanding of what that whole field is about, which colleges are good, what to study, how to go ahead and shape your career, and whatever random questions that might come to your mind. Okay, we are there to help out students and nothing else. Okay, so you can think of Steer Me Mentors as a big brother or sister who is there to help you throughout your journey, and who knows exactly the problems that you are facing, right? Because they have also felt those problems in the past. Okay, so that is what Steer Me does. And even in this conversation that we will be having with Chakra, right, what we will do is we will ask him things which he feels as a programmer, he feels as a computer science engineer, that most of you all who want to know more about computer science will be interested by, or tumko bhi, you would also feel that yes, this is something that is a real issue, and maybe I can understand something from what Chakra is saying. So yeah, first of all, we'll just quickly get started, Chakra. And can you tell the students what computer science is all about? What is it really?
Okay. So when we think of computer, we assume it is this, one with like a monitor, keyboard, and everything. It's not necessary. Computer is basically just any device that can be, like programmed, right? Like, so by that definition, your mobile is also a computer, right?
Yeah.
Your washing machine has a small computer inside that. Your AC has a computer inside that. Like right now, like even the rockets that go, they also have a computer. Like you have, in fact, you have computers everywhere. Even if you buy a latest bikes have a computer. They know how much petrol has to go in. That is calculated, and that is done by electronic system. Earlier everything used to be mechanical, right? You would not expect a computer inside a bike, but there are now. So computers are everywhere, and it's software developers who make those computer work, who tell the computer what to do. The computer in the AC has to do something else. The computer in the bike has to do something else. The computer you are holding in your hand has to do something else. And all these things are done by software developers. They build what the software required to make these machines work.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
And especially in computer science engineering, what you study is not only about programming and writing down, but also hardware, right? How a computer is built and all of that. So that's very interesting. And yeah, you were saying something?
No. Just go on.
Yeah. Great. So, from a 12th standard kids point of view, if you are in class 12 right now, and like last night only JEE mains results were announced, right? So, when it comes to computer science, right, what would you advise to all of the students? What kind of students would be very well suited to take up computer science? And what kind of future then can they foresee? What are the kind of jobs, what are the kind of opportunities after computer science, which each and every student who is who has given JEE this year would be it would be helpful information to them. Yeah.
So, to be honest, this computer science is generally software development. This whole thing is evolving really fast.
Hmm.
If you think about it, just 10 years back, mobiles were not such a big thing. Like, no one knew that everyone will be holding a mobile. No one knew that will be using like hundreds of thousands of apps. Like, there's so many apps in App Store. So
Yeah.
all these have been built in the last few years, right? And in next 4 years, I'm sure like there will be completely different set of things that needs to be built. Like, it is evolving really fast. In general, as a student, there are certain basic things that they will, if they learn, will be very useful. Basics of programming, and uh, like solving challenges. There are a bunch of websites that continuously keep posting a bunch of puzzles that they can solve using programming languages, right? So those are not specific for any application. Like they are not building an Android app or like a web app or anything. Like those things are more complicated. That those things will need a lot more knowledge. But solving problems is a basic thing that will help them get a good understanding of programming, and it will also improve their problem solving. And yeah, all those things are actually very good the earlier you start.
Yeah, and even I have seen a lot of computer science graduates out there. If
Mm.
you are in class 12th and you feel that you are a very analytical person, you
Mhm.
want things as a step by step, and you are somebody who is very interested in maths, for example, and likes to solve puzzles, right?
Mhm.
Then you will surely enjoy the work that a computer science engineer does, right? Like
Correct.
if it's as simple as solving a Sudoku, right? If you like to solve that puzzle as well, you have that knack to go ahead and study computer science and be interested in those kind of puzzles. A lot of it is very analytical in nature, it's very methodical in nature. So I think every student who has that kind of a view should do something in IT or computer science, or even something in computer applications if you want. I would just like to know from all of you, yeah, can you just tell which class you are in, which stream you are from, which location you are from? Like, I'll tell about myself in the chat. I am from Bhopal and I am working right now. And if you guys can also tell in the chat, okay, where are you from, which class you are in, and which stream you are from, then we will get a good idea of what you are talking about, and then slowly you can start asking your questions also in the chat. Okay guys, just type in the chat. Okay, Chennai class 11. Great, great, Kishore. Hemlata Tiwari, Agra B Farm. Oh, interesting. Sai Raghav, Chennai. Great, great.
Wow. Nice. Chennai class 11.
Harini, Chennai.
Wow.
Great. Rajat is from Varanasi. He's doing PhD. Oh, awesome. Oh, Rajat, interesting.
Wow, PhD.
Yeah,
There's a wide variety of people. Uh,
yeah. M. Pradesh Kumar from Chennai, class 11, Chennai.
there are a lot of people from Chennai.
Yeah, tell me, how did you come to know about this? Any one of you from Chennai, please mention.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself and
Yeah, yeah.
I really thought
Just write in the chat or unmute yourself if you want to.
and yeah, all of them are in 11th class also. Are you guys are all friends?
Maybe some of us are classmates. Who told you about this?
Yeah, you can unmute and
Yeah, yeah. You can talk also in this session. You can write also. A teacher of ours. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, this is so sweet.
oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, it's nice to know.
Yeah,
Uh,
very.
you, you can speak like you don't have to just message. When something else is going on, you can chat.
Chalo, great, great. Awesome, guys. So, essentially, now that we know what computer science is all about, and we know that if you are in class 11, 12, how should you think about computer science and a career in it? Let us talk about the jobs that you land up in computer science. So, everybody believes, right, ki when you are a computer science engineer, you will get a good job, right? That's what most of the people think, and there's always job security is something that all students have in their mind, right? So, Chakra, what do you feel about that? Is that really a thing? And what do you have to say about that?
Uh, uh, it's not a guarantee, but if you have the skills, I think it is easy to find a job because in fact in India there is a lot of software jobs. As compared to the I always feel this like every engineering college has like some 70 mechanical students and then like 70 computer science students. but like the number of jobs in software is like lot more as compared to the number of mechanical jobs. So the proportion of people who are studying software is to number of jobs available is still better for a lot of software people. Like so eventually that's why a lot of people who are studying some other department also end up joining a software company and working on software. So the thing is the, the because it mainly happens because software industry is much easier to set up. If you have to set up any other industry, you'll need a lot of capital to set it up. It takes a lot more time. In terms of software, like you just a bunch of 2 3 people can sit in their own house and then like code over like few months, and then like you have most big software companies were built that way.
Yeah.
How Bill Gates built Microsoft from a garage, right? So it's much easier to not much easier. It is not tougher. Uh, like it doesn't have as many restrictions as other industries. So we do have a lot of software work, and that is because as I was saying, like pretty much everything. Every machine needs a computer to work. So all that needs to be made by like if you make a AC, you need to have some software in that. Pretty much every office has like whatever work you are doing, you are just doing creating a document to print. You are at a reception, like you are at a hotel. Everywhere there is computer, like every one of that needs to be built by a software developer. So
I guess
so
there is a. Can you please put your mic near your mouth? I think kids are.
okay. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
can you not hear me clearly?
Now I guess it's clear.
Okay, sorry, my mic was
Yeah.
not uh, can, yeah, I think now it will be
Great.
closer. So as I was saying, hello, Rajat.
Hello, Jagad.
Yeah.
You one.
Hey, your voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Your voice is breaking.
Question.
Can't hear clearly.
If I may,
Yeah.
if I may ask you one question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a PhD. If I may.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, your voice is breaking. Can you type the question?
Please type that in the chat. We will take it up. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Awesome,
So,
guys. Yeah, Chakra, you were saying.
so I was saying there are a lot more software companies in India starting up because that's the easiest. Like Bangalore is full of software startups.
Yeah.
Chennai is also a big this thing like the Zoho, Freshdesk, and like it's called SaaS. Chennai is the SaaS center of India. Bangalore has most, and even in Mumbai, like there's a bunch of startups that are starting, and even Geo is based there, and then Delhi has bunch of this Zomato, and like we have software companies coming up everywhere. And yeah, the job opportunities in software is only growing because like this is the industry that is just starting up. So yeah, like even now every company is always on hiring mode. Like maybe the huge companies are reducing their headcount, but like even the startup that I'm working at, like they are always looking for people. It's hard to find people with enough skills because yeah, like our industry has grown a lot, but then the colleges are still catching up. They're still not up to industry standard, the colleges and everything else. But like apart from that, there are a lot of other opportunities to learn, especially for software. Like you will find infinite amount of resources online. You will find like anything you want to learn. There are n number of n number of YouTube channels and like n number of startups dedicated to just teaching software. So yeah, like there is a lot of place to learn, and there is a lot of opportunities. you need to you need to basically dedicate your time. You need to put in the hard work to learn it, to practice it, and then yeah, you need to get enough experience. Try to do internships and like a bunch of things like that will 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 help you reach uh, like in a good spot very quickly.
Right. And especially, with computer science, it is like a skill based thing, right? You always have to learn more and more. You have to upskill yourself. Like if you go to a doctor, right? And that doctor is like, okay, if the doctor is teaching you 20 years old medication only and is treating you basis that only. So the thing that he or she is doing is wrong, right? Similarly, in the computer science world also, if you are using some old technology or something, then it's a wrong thing. So I think one of the more important things is in the job that you do, learning will be a part of the job. Okay, so when you get into computer science, have that kind of a mindset that you will have to learn throughout your life. Am I right about this, Chakra, or not?
Of course. Like when I graduated, like I remember very clearly. Even in college, like we used to. I was in a club which used to maintain our college's website, and even then, I used to build like websites, right? Like,
Hmm.
and then like after that, like it's been some gap. Like Google, like you don't like not everyone goes and changes the website. Like we mostly work in the infrastructure part of it, like whatever is serving that website, right? After a long gap, like around 6 years, I came back to this Wingman startup, and
Yeah.
there again I had to do some of the front end stuff. And in just 7 years, things have changed like completely. uh, Earlier we used to write plain JavaScript and like plain HTML, and then like in just 7 years, like no one does that.
Yeah.
Like everyone writes websites in React or Vue, and there is a bunch of three frameworks which mostly is used: Angular, Vue, and React. So if you don't know any of these three, like in industry, like the current industry, if you're writing just plain HTML, it's not useful at all. So that's what was happening just 7 years back when I
Hmm.
was in college, right? So that's the speed in which the industry is changing. So industry is changing very fast, and you have to learn. The good thing is, like, to learn, like, you don't have to, you know, go to college again or anything like that. All you need is just a laptop and internet connection. You just search online, like so many resources. You just have to go through that. Keep trying. If you practice, you can learn everything. So that's the best thing. Like, you don't need anything. You just need a laptop and internet.
And even if you are in class 11th or 12th or have just cleared 12th, right, and you have this time, you can start from scratch. You can search on YouTube. So how, I know a little bit of coding. How I started was I wanted to, download all the receipts of Uber and Swiggy for my some purpose. Okay. I just wanted to scrap my email. And that is what I did. I just wrote a small program to scrap my email and just download receipts, download the attachment that was there in my email. You can do such small things if you want, right? For example, few small projects that students start with is they make their own Sudoku, they make their own games. You can, get started on Unity or something like that. Other things that students they do is, if you want to automate WhatsApp message, how will you do that? Okay, that you send a WhatsApp message not from your phone but from your device only, from your computer only. So I think these very interesting things are something that every 11th 12th year kid can also do, and this is very cool, I think, right? And you will surely get an understanding of what computer science is all about. I think there is this question from Rajat. He says, I am a PhD student. In class 11th and 12th, many students wish to get into MNCs and especially IT companies. The problem is how and where to start before entering this college graduation course. Okay, how to get familiar and stay updated with proper coding. What would you say about this, Chakra?
Uh, the problem is where to start
Yeah.
before entering into graduate course. Where to start? Uh, so uh, so again, yeah, it depends on your interest, right? Like if you want to do web development, that is the easiest thing to start. You can,
I'll just put you on mute. Okay?
yeah.
Please, everybody, you can stay on mute. If you have anything to say, any question, anything, you can put that on the chat. Okay? Great,
Yeah.
great. Please continue.
Yeah, to stay updated, I think like you will be updated only if you are doing something, right? And it is easier if you are working than try to be in a startup, like a company that is staying on the bleeding edge, right? Like if you join a big IT company, they'll be a little behind in the this thing. Like they'll adopt only mature technologies. They'll not be trying out the latest ones. And like even if there is a new technology, they will take time to adapt to that because their organization is big. Like there is bunch of things, like with big companies there are certain restrictions. Like you'll have to go through certain decision chain and everything. So if you want to be really updated, stay on top of what is happening in the industry, you should join a startup like technically strong and is working on some interesting problem. Then like you will have to do the latest things.
And when you enter into college, no, best way
Hmm.
to do that is to go and search for internships. Not
Correct.
a lot of people go for internships. So when you join, and like Chakra said, right, join a small company. That's good enough, and you will get a lot more exposure that way. um, Guys, I understand that many of you are from 11th standard, okay, and what we are saying might be a little far-fetched for you, okay. So from an 11th standard point of view also, if you have any questions like how to prepare for an exam or how to select the course or anything like that, please put that in the comments. We will answer your question whatever you have, okay. Don't fear, no question is wrong, okay. No question is wrong. I can ask Chakra a very stupid question: is Google really cool? Chakra, tell me, how is it working?
uh, Goo- Google is in fact a fun place to be. I enjoyed the entire time. Like the only reason I had to quit is because like I wanted my freedom. I wanted to live where I want. I wanted to run my own business. That is the only reason I quit. Otherwise, like it is as fun as you can see in the YouTube videos. We did have a slide that goes from a floor to the down floor,
Wow.
and like the food is like the best thing about Google. Like they make amazing food. Like after like if I'm when I was in Bangalore office, like there is no other place I would rather eat.
Hmm.
It's the office food is like the best. So and yeah, like of course, like you have all these TT, then games, and uh like there was a PlayStation also in the office, and a bunch of things. It is fun office. It's a very fun office. And I went to Mountain View. Mountain View is like completely different.
You were-
Bangalore office, Mountain View is their headquarters.
Yeah.
Mountain View is where Google started, and that's their biggest office. And that is even more fun. Like, yeah, like I don't think I even saw everything. I was there just like 2 weeks. It was just a visit to the other team. So it is a very fun place. But yeah, when you are young, I feel we should be hustling and learning more and getting more experience. And in that terms, I think startups are better. So that way, like when you're younger, when you have a lot of energy, I think you should be working in a smaller company, because that's where you get to learn a lot.
Right.
In big companies, you get to learn very deep. You can choose certain thing, and then you can go really deep into that field. You will be concentrating in a very narrow this thing. That is also like that's what, like, some people prefer to learn a lot of different things, and some people prefer to learn something very deep. Like they'll have, they'll have the industry best knowledge, and that's what Google also wants. They want the best in it, in everything. Yeah.
Right. So Aishwarya also has a question regarding this. What is the benefit of joining a big company like Google, and how has that job of yours helped you?
Okay, what is the benefit of joining? Okay, as I said, like there are a lot of benefits. It depends on people. Obviously, there is all these cool things that you get as a perk at the office, and other thing is like, yeah, if I want interview in any place now because I have Google in my resume, I get interview, right? Like the resume screening part, I never have to worry about after getting into Google. That's probably one of the best thing I know about working in like a huge company, Google or Microsoft, Facebook. Like you work in any of them. After that, like you don't have to worry about, like will my resume pass through the resume screening. Like you don't have to worry about that. That's probably the second big advantage. And then other things are like you work with really really smart people. Google obviously hires the best, like like and that is that you get to learn a lot from the people you are working with. So that is probably another big advantage. So yeah, I think like these are from top of my mind. Obviously there are a lot more advantages, but yeah, it is a nice thing. I did enjoy it. That's why I stayed 5 years. So yeah, like there are a lot of benefits, and it has helped me too in all these ways. I had fun when I was there.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kishore is writing that
Hmm.
uh, about learning Java, he
Hmm.
found it very cumbersome and he did not, like the process that was to learn that language. What?
Hmm. I Yeah, Java is still. I'm not sure where you are learning it from and what you're trying to do. Usually, mm, yes, it is. It is nice to learn a programming language also, but you should ultimately be trying to do something. Try to build a mini project. Like try to build a very tiny game. Try to build a very tiny website. Right. Like if you have a ultimate goal, uh, and then like you are using that programming language as a tool, you will learn it better. And yeah, I want to learn coding, that's why. No, so that's what I'm telling you. It's better to learn by doing, and it's much easier. That's the biggest advantage of programming. You get to do things, right? Like in every other field, like if you need to do, like you need like very expensive setup to try and do. In programming, the best thing is like you just need one laptop, right? Like if you have a laptop, you have everything, right? Like you can try and do, try to do something. You want to build an Android app, there is Flutter. You want to build an iPhone app, there is Flutter. Like there are a lot of tools, right? Like you try to learn something to do something, and that is, I believe that is the best way to do, uh, best way to learn. So I've always done that. Like if even if I'm trying to learn certain language, I will see like what is the use. If it is Python, like you can build a Python server, right? Like you can build like a tiny website, you can build a tiny data processing thing. So whatever you're learning, keep a objective, try to build something, and that will make it easy. And Java is honestly little old. We do use it in our startup, we use Java, but then yeah, it is not really necessary when you're learning.
Hmm.
Okay, like start with Python, start with JavaScript. All these things are very easy to start, and it's you can get your hands dirty really fast. You can see the result much faster. So yeah, it's better to start with these things.
But tell me one thing, guys. You can tell in the chat also. Do you guys want to know more about computer science and programming for 11th, 12th point of view, or from long term या job point of view? And tell that also in the chat. Pradesh is asking, what do you think about ethical hacking, sir? What are the requirements for becoming a good ethical hacker?
Ah, ethical hacking. So this word hacking, I feel, is often used in the wrong meaning. That like they're trying to break into some server and uh, yeah, I think most of the times when they say hacking, it's mostly about figuring out some vulnerability where their data is leaking certain way, like they're just figuring out this thing. So to be honest, like I'm not a expert in hacking, but then like what I have seen is that hacking usually, whatever you see in movies, or like just fancy things, do not understand hacking from what you see in movies. Okay, like you just type few seconds and then like, oh, you are into traffic signal, oh, I can change the signals, and like all these things are done to just make it look fun. uh, and yeah, I can see you are clearly saying ethical hacking. uh, yeah, like you have bounty programs by these big companies. If you expose a vulnerability in Facebook or Google, like they will give you a bounty for telling them, see, like you have these vulnerabilities.
Yeah,
So they regularly run, like, a lot of even startups run these bounty programs to improve their security. And there are a lot of security companies also. They concentrate only in security, like they go and consult companies, see, like these are the things you need to fix, and there are companies based only for that. And yeah, like if you are interested in that, you can uh, yeah, like as I was telling, like the best way to do it is contact all those companies, do internship. Don't care about making money, because what you learn is the most valuable thing.
right. And
That
there is
is
so much paisa in computer science. Even if you start
correct.
small, you will grow very big. Trust me.
Yes, do not care. Like if you think you like ethical hacking, contact every security company that you know of, that you can find. Do internship, do whatever it takes. But yeah, like talk to them. That is the best way you can learn. There is like you can read how much ever, you can watch how much ever YouTube videos, doing something live, seeing people doing live stuff, uh, who who are professionals. That is where you can learn the most. If you think you are interested, talk and try to get an internship in a company, relevant company.
Yeah. Kishore, it's great that you have long-term vision. It's so awesome to hear that. And I think all of you all have some long-term interest in computer science. That's so awesome. Because many a times what happens is students, they think, oh, for just, passing class 12th, I will just study Python and C++ and get good marks. But computer science is such an evolving field in which if you have long-term interest, you will go a very long way. Right, Chakra?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I I I clearly see it from the questions that people are not asking it to pass any exam.
Yeah,
And I don't think our public exams have computers. Yeah, I
but
think
in
12th
both
has
and all,
12th
they
has.
have computer science, no?
Yeah, there is computer science, but I think like that is too basic, and like people can easily pass that. Like they don't need much help. You just have to go through the book. It's very easy. I think people need help in real life situation, like what is happening in the industry, like what is the latest thing, what should I learn, like if I'm stuck, like what do I do. Like that's where they need help, like
Right. We will
yeah.
take Ashish's question next. I'll
Yeah.
just tell this. Today, a lot of layoffs are going on in IT companies. There are
Hmm.
talented people who are also losing their jobs.
Hmm.
Hence, I feel there is no job security. Where is this industry heading? Is it safe to choose IT as a profession?
Huh. Layoffs will happen. See, layoffs happen for a lot of reasons, actually. I And at the same time there is also hiring happening in the same company. It is usually to cut cost. Okay, so when the economy is going through a bad time, what they usually do is like the higher paid people are laid off, and some the people who are available to take job, they just hire and replace them. Especially in the last few years, IT industry, at least like the software developers, have been jumping here and there. Like you can hear that, like you don't hear that in other industries, right? Like people jump every 2 years, taking massive hike, right? So what happens is like all these people end up getting paid a lot for doing like not so much different. The thing is there are a lot of people with similar skills, and like there are a lot of people who are looking for jobs too. So from a company's perspective, it doesn't make sense to keep this guy who has been jumping so many times. Just because he was jumping, he's been getting more salary, right? So what they do is they just lay off that guy and then like hire another guy who's also available in market.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is what company does. So in terms of job security, like I don't think you should tie yourself to one company. That is also wrong. You should keep acquiring skills so that you are valuable to the company. They will not lay off unless they feel like you are not providing enough value, right? Either you have taken huge salary that you are not able to provide that much value, or you're just uh, too reluctant to learn new things, that the industry has moved on and you are still stuck with very old skill that is not relevant anymore. So those are the situations where the layoff might happen. And yeah, the service industry is like, yeah, it is for them headcount is what they want. So that's why they hire in like lakhs of people every year. And then yeah, they want to just show headcount. They want to show like there are so many people, we can deploy the resources immediately. I don't know. So I actually don't have much service industry experience myself, but I've heard from my friends. So it's ultimately just the headcount.
But
uh,
service industry is basically a TCS or Wipro, right?
Yeah, TCS,
Yeah,
CTS, Wipro, like all these are service industry.
that's right.
So the way they operate is completely different. Like they have to bill by hours, right? The way product companies and service companies work are completely different.
Right.
Product companies ultimately care about uh, how much things got done, but in service industry it's about how much hours are billed. And like because of that structure, they end up hiring a lot more than required. When you have a lot of people and you don't have enough jobs, layoff will happen. So I don't think it is a job security issue. It's basically a skill. People who have become too reluctant to upskill themselves.
Yeah.
I
And
would.
obviously, when you are getting into computer science, you have to remember that you have to improve, you have to work on your own development every single year. Every project that you are doing, you cannot do the same thing again and again, which happens in many of the industries, right? If there is a mechanical engineer, really the things that are happening in the mechanical engineering industry are happening at a much slower pace than a computer science. Like Chakra also told initially, in computer science, in 7 years only everything changes, right? So you can understand the speed at which it happens. So obviously, the job security and things to think like that is also considering that upskilling as a part of the process. And there's nothing wrong with switching jobs. Okay, there is nothing wrong with, like Chakra also said, right? This is a part of the process. This is how it happens. So no need to worry about that. Okay. Um, yeah, great. Srinidhi has a question. Please tell me how to prepare for JEE exams, reference books for PCM, hours per day to study. I guess, Srinidhi, the best thing would be if we have a separate session altogether for this. Okay, so we will get somebody from a great college, like even I am from IIT, Chakra is from NIT Trichy. So we can also talk about it if you want. But we will, if we have time, we will take it at the end of the session. Let us only keep this discussion around computer science right now. If you're interested to know a couple of things, we have some posts on our Instagram which tell about this. I will just add a link to our Instagram. If you are not on Instagram, you can check out our posts on YouTube as well, and you will find a couple of things which will help you to prepare for JEE. Okay. Um, Jivesh has a question. I'll just say it out loud. You can also read it simultaneously.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt. Actually, there are several ways to inject payload into a most used app, but is there any software which doesn't give us bug, which can be used to get into the payload? And I also would like to know any software which you can embed payload with.
Ah, actually, it's not very clear.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
Divesh, if
um,
you want, you can unmute yourself and talk to
and
me.
yeah, yeah, you can.
Am I audible now?
Yes, 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 I can hear you.
I'm Divesh. I actually been fiddling around this hacking for the past 2 years, but not now.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I know how to inject payload. So I was thinking that is there any way to find out all the bugs in certain software so that no one can get into that?
Now, you run an application and you want to find bugs in your application, or uh,
No, for example, we use several antivirus softwares. Am I right?
correct?
So even K7 are being cracked at times, and the Windows is being fooled, and our information all leak outside.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
Is there any way or any software, specific software to close all those holes?
See, to be honest, like if the best thing to do is to just keep your computer updated, right? If you are using Windows, yeah, like make sure that you don't have like Windows XP or Windows 95 or something like that. Keep your computer updated. That's the best you can do, because that's what the entire world depends on, right? Like even then, like there are certain people who will beat the system. And other thing I would suggest is to start using Linux, because yeah, like it is less vulnerable uh, to all these issues.
I also have a question. A recent tool in Kali Linux actually been updated to even crack Linux. So how reliable is Linux now?
No, it's relatively better. That's what I was saying. Like there will always be some issues. What you can do, the best we can do, is to always keep our system updated. But yeah, like it is always this thing. It's always uh, there is always some issues. There will always be something. Like we cannot be foolproof. If you really have to keep yourself safe, like that computer you really don't want, you're keeping a lot of bitcoins in that computer, like disconnect the internet. Do not put any pen drive, like you keep your bitcoin keep really safe. But then yeah, if you connect to internet and you're not very careful, like where you're, like what you're running, um yeah, like you need to be careful, keep your computer updated. But I don't think we we, uh, we have to discuss this in detail. Just keep your computer updated, man. And if you're really scared, like don't connect internet or pen drive. You'll be safe.
Something that I have learned from a lot of good coders is they know how to search, they know how to Google things, right? And that is a super critical thing. You have like so many good, if you are even getting started with a normal project, right? There are so many things you can Google anything. You can always refer things on YouTube that people upload related to a website building or anything. But there are so many good things like Stack Overflow, like GitHub and all of that, which you can go and use all of that information. I think for you also, Jivesh, that problem that you want to find an answer to can be easily found on Google. And for anybody who wants to see a career in computer science, right, you need to understand what right questions to ask and where exactly you will get answers to those questions. Because day to day level, because obviously the technology is changing every day. Today also there would be new developments in the technology. If you do not know how to search that thing, you will be stuck with the old information only that you have. Am I right about this, Chakra, or not?
That is also a very good advice. Actually, yeah, like if you're not sure, yeah, Google is always there.
Yeah. And I have seen the best coders, they are good at two very important things. They are good at Googling, they know how to find answers to very difficult questions also. And second thing, they're awesome at versioning. They know exactly how they will segment the things, how they will version everything and reuse it again and again, right? So I think that is where your methodical nature also comes into picture, right? Things in computer science may seem a lot, but it really boils down to having a very methodical mindset. Uh, I think that is super important for anyone who pursues computer science.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pradesh has a question. What is the scope of computer science in scientific researches?
What is the scope of computer science in scientific researchers?
Hmm.
See, I have a friend who did PhD in NUS, Singapore, right? He did PhD in mechanical, okay, but his entire day is spent in front of computer. He runs simulations the entire time. He does simulations to find out, like, does this model work fine. Like, he loads, he basically does 3D model of whatever he's proposing, and and he does a simulation of that. So pretty much everything uh, is simulated, is uh, before actually being built. So everything, like, everything goes through a lot of simulation before actually getting done. So, and all of that is happening in computer. So yeah, like, they might not actually need a very deep understanding of computers, but they will still need to get their work at least done using the computer. So yeah, like, you will need basic understanding of computer pretty much wherever, whatever you are doing.
Right.
uh,
I'll share a very interesting story with you. My father, he works in electricity department, government electricity department. He's more than 50 years old, right? Right now, he is doing a project in which he has to use coding to automate all the electrical systems, right? So, even governments are catching up to all of this, and whatever you do in life, like Chakra mentioned about mechanical engineering. I am a chemical engineer. Still, I know how to code a little bit and all of that, right? Whatever you do in life, my father is 50 years old, still he has to learn. Coding is something that you will eventually have to do in your life, because that is where the world is going. Okay, 20 years before this, nobody even knew that something like this can happen, right? But all of a sudden, within 20, 30 years, things have changed so drastically, right? And you have to really understand that this is the next thing, and if you have that kind of mindset, this is the best thing for you that you can do. I think we'll take. I got a Harini. You are sending me a message privately. Harini has a okay. Rajat has a question. Nowadays, PhD is nearly impossible without the knowledge of computer, like coding, simulation, and modeling. It's going to increase like anything. So even a PhD graduate is saying something like that. You can understand, right? How there are people who are in class 11th also who are attending this session, and somebody who is doing PhD. That is the impact of this branch.
yeah, this is exactly what I was saying.
Yeah,
My friend was also doing simulation. Like, it's even though ultimately he's studying mechanical, he's trying to prove some metallurgical property of certain, like alloy or something like that. He has to do that simulation. Like, if he has to do that simulation, he has to understand how that software works. And yeah, like, he has to yeah,
right,
like, I was talking about a friend who's not here, but here is another friend who is attested to the fact.
right. So Harini has a question. Hello, there are more websites for coding. Would you suggest any particular website for coding? So Harini, do you want to learn coding? Why do you want to understand these websites? You can write in the chat also, or you can unmute yourself and say. Nonetheless, Chakra, when it comes to learning coding, which are some good websites that you would suggest?
That's what, like, this is just too broad. Is a really broad question. If you have to just randomly start, I think Code Academy is one I've suggested early uh, learners to that. But yeah, there is also this thing called 1 minute. MIT has uh, released a programming language that is made specifically for kids.
Oh,
It has a graphical interface where you can just build using a blocks. You can drag and drop blocks that will allow you to do coding. Let me just Scratch. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
known as
you know a lot, yeah. You guys are awesome.
yes, yes, that is Scratch. But Scratch is for very early, kids. Like, you just do a drag drop and you can do programming. But if you want to like get your hands more dirty, like, you can start this Code Academy. But yeah, like, even I don't keep searching about that. So I'm even my knowledge is few months old, right? Like, if you just search Google, like, what you want to do, and don't start with a very generic learning coding. uh, uh, what do you want to do ultimately? Do you want to make an Android app? Just search, like, how do I build an Android app? Recently, Flutter, I've heard, is very good to build Android iPhone apps, right?
Mm.
Like, if you want to build a website, there is React. If you want to build a desktop app, there is Electron. So there are a bunch of things. What you ultimately want to do is where you should start. Any mini project, very tiny project. Try to do a tiny project. That's the best way to learn.
Right. And in computer science, like Chakra said a couple of times, every person who wants to do that, you should not have, you know, maybe a concept first approach is good, but a project first approach is when you will actually learn the concepts. Like, right, people who are preparing for JE would know, when you actually solve a question, then you get to understand, oh, this is how this concept is applied. This is exactly how I should think about it, right? And that is the thing which happens in a project based learning system also. When you do that project, when you come across some problem, then you go ahead, read the concepts again, then understand all of the basics once again. Okay, so always have a project first or project based learning. Great. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to add in the chat. We will be taking last 1-2 questions and then we will end this session. है ना?
Yeah,
Bye.
and the other thing I wanted to mention is that, like, if you guys yeah, I said, like, there are coding puzzles that you can solve, right? There are these websites like Topcoder, HackerRank, CodeChef. HackerRank, CodeChef for India based companies. The direct I was working in was the one which created CodeChef. So you guys should try CodeChef, HackerRank, and there are a bunch of them like that. Code Fight and Code Signal. I can actually send it by text. I don't know. Should I just post it in the chat?
Yeah.
That those things will be interesting to solve, and the same for yeah, just it will be interesting and fun. So that I wanted to tell you guys, so that you can try those coding puzzles.
Right. And puzzles is very interesting. When you learn coding, you always learn by puzzles. And people who enjoy these things really get into it. It's very fun. It's you really, like, people who create music get lost in the music, right? Similarly, people who code, they get lost in it and they enjoy that process. So really look forward to it. Okay.
Yeah. So I mentioned coding puzzles, but I didn't tell you where. So these are a bunch of things. I will send it by chat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, what Steer Me is you can talk to more and more mentors who are from computer science or maybe even other fields. Like, if you want to talk to somebody from chemical engineering, I am there. If you want to somebody who has done an MBA, there are people from MBA. If somebody even wants to become a CA or a hotel management professional, they can talk to those people. So I have sent you a link on the chat. Okay, you can check out Steer Me app, you can download it, you can share it with your friends. If you have any kind of problem, you can always reach out to us on our Instagram. We are always available over there, and we can answer any of your questions and help you get in touch with the best mentors out there. Okay. Hi Srinidhi, Chakra is just writing
Yeah,
down.
yeah. I'm getting them. Just give me.
He's just researching about it.
I'm just getting.
Yeah, till that time, yeah, please tell me who is this teacher who told you about Steer Me, who told you about this webinar. Can you write that teacher's name and contact number if possible? Avinash Sridhar. Okay.
So these are the three things that are from my top of my mind, but there are a lot of them actually. Top Coder used to be really famous, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
I'll you should try these, and if you just if you search, like, you might find even more. So these are the ones I remember.
Right. Meanwhile, guys, if you want to tell your tutor's number, please mention that. We will just, reach out to them, say thanks to them. Okay. And this was really good that, you guys came on this session, and you are super awesome kids. Yeah, you know so much about coding. When I was in 11th, 12th, I knew nothing. How was it with you, Chakra?
No, as I said, like, I started, I think around seventh, we were taught basic, and then like eighth C++, and then ninth we had Visual Basic. But like, even though like all these sound fancy, like I learned pretty much nothing during school. The only thing I learned is that I am very interested in this. Like, I was hooked. Like, I wanted to do more, but I didn't know what I can do. And I was trying to do a bunch of things. Like, I couldn't generate a random number in C++. So
People do in Excel also.
yes, exactly. So I didn't know. I was making a game where the user has to, the person who is playing the game has to guess the random number, but I didn't know how to generate a random number. So so yeah, and at that time I didn't know whom to ask. My school teacher was completely not very useful. So yeah, like, that is what I think is improving so much. Right now you have all these platforms that's there to help you guys. Like, things have changed. Like, you should definitely make use of this better.
Yeah. And guys, it's so interesting that you are so interested in this upcoming field, and have that mindset of learning every day and learning new things, and you will really go a long way in this career. Okay. um, if you have more questions related to how to clear JEE and everything, okay, just follow us on our Instagram. Okay, we will do a session on that as well, how to prepare for JEE. Okay, we will have people from great colleges like Chakra. Maybe we will have some other mentor next time, and we will talk about how to do that, how to even manage it with school studies, how to get maximum marks that you can. And you can join that session, and share it with your friends as and when we do that. Okay, so follow us on Instagram to stay updated. If you are not on Instagram, you can also you can also save our Chakra is sending these links. You can also save our WhatsApp number and reach out to us on WhatsApp. I have mentioned my WhatsApp number. Okay, you can get all of these updates on WhatsApp also. Just save the number. So these are the things. Code Chef, Code Signal, Hacker Rank, Top Coder. Okay. Awesome. Great, guys. It was lovely to have you all on this session. Special thanks to Chakra. I think you answered a lot of questions that students have, and students, you are awesome kids, yaar. Please remember that. Okay, Chakra, do you have any last words for the students and any advice for them?
No, I'm happy to see so many of them so curious, and they are young and still like they have the curiosity to learn. So I'm very happy to know that, and yeah, like I'm always open for this thing. Like whenever you feel like reach out, I'm yeah, like I'll be very very happy to help young people.
Yeah,
Like,
and
because mainly because I felt the need, like when I was in school, like I needed help. I didn't know where to find, how to find, and so that's the main reason why I want to help. Like I want to help young people and see how much difference can it make, because I felt like I missed out a lot. And yeah, let's see how much change I can make. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And if you want to talk to Chakra, you can obviously go to Steer Me app. You can schedule a call for free with him. Okay, so you will have a one-on-one chat with him. This might be possible, right? That right now you are feeling a little scared and everything. So you just talk to Chakra over a call. If you know Tamil, he also knows Tamil, so you can
Yeah.
talk in Tamil as well with him. Okay,
Yeah.
so feel free to do that. Okay. Great. Lovely to have all of you here, and have a great day, guys. Stay safe. Thank you.
See you. Bye.